As with all good things, or is it arduous things, well, they come to an end, and here we are at week 10. And in honor of our last week of class, I've chosen to wrap myself in a nice soft glow, a nice soft light. But that's mainly because that's just how the sun shines in through this window into this room. Anyway, it's been a fantastic quarter thus far, and I look forward to one more enlivening week of conversations as we discuss James Cone's book and more pointedly talk about race, even though we inevitably were drawn to that in our discussions last week. Thank you each for your honesty and just sensitivity towards these delicate subjects that we actually need to continue to talk about and talk through and learn how to talk about issues of class, gender, race, these things we've been discussing. But also as we learn how to be able to then teach other people how to have these conversations as well. A couple things I wanted to mention before I sign off forever in this course. And that is our final prompt is up. So feel free to get that going. You have basically a similar assignment than what you had with the midterm, and so I'm going to briefly discuss 3 different approaches that you might take to this assignment. The first approach is to just mimic what was done on the midterm and take each motif and interrogate the case study through the lens of that particular motif. Second way would be to write kind of a traditional academic paper arguing your point of view. So how would you address the case study? What would you rely upon, both from the motifs and maybe some information or things that stretch beyond the motifs? Resources that you have that you would go to if you were called in to fill the shoes of this particular consultant. So the typical academic paper is a fine way to go as well. The third option that you have is a bit more creative, and that would be to approach this final project as though you are actually the consultant and prepare some sort of presentation that you would actually give to the community who's called you in. Now, whether that's a church community, a religious community, or just, the Boys and Girls Club. Tell us who the audience is. And actually with the second and the third options here, make sure you clearly indicate who your audience is so that you will be able to orient me, the reader, towards your mindset as you prepared this exam or this project. But on that third one where you have a presentation, make it your own. If you want to use PowerPoint or Prezi or one of the presentation softwares and present how you would approach guiding other people to make their own ethical decisions. And that may or may not require you to put your own cards down and show the community where and how you would decide. But most likely as a consultant, that's not your primary responsibility. So think it through, pick which of the 3 enlivens you the most and you're able to get through without killing yourself in this last week. I know many of you have papers for other classes as well. Remember that these are due a week from today on the 12th. Anytime during the day is fine, but make sure that you submit them to our website Monday, March 12th. The final thing for me to mention would be the evaluations are coming up soon. And I want to encourage each of you to take the time to fill out as honestly as you can the evaluations for this course. Now we have 10 students enrolled in the class, or 11, well, regardless, And I need everyone, if possible, to fill those out so that the data that the school collects from these will be statistically valid. So if 2 people forget or are unable to fill out the evaluation, that skews the data, and therefore I can't use, one, this evaluation in filling out applications for full-time jobs, but 2, the school needs that in order to help continually evaluate their online program. That being said, those should come up here Friday or Monday, I think, at the latest, if they're not already up and available to you already. But if you have further questions or insights or constructive criticisms for me for the class that aren't included in the survey, please feel free to email me. I'm always looking for ways to better my presentation, especially on this online format, so that future students in future online classes can benefit from my mistakes, but you pointing out my mistakes so that I can hopefully be more productive in this mode of education. So thank you, each and every one of you, for your hard work this semester or this quarter, and I had a fantastic time meeting you on the gathering days and look forward to hopefully seeing you in future classes again. Have a good one.